So welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is just a testimonial video of one of my clients that I worked with previously, Tracy, for a period of 2 months. She was training for a 200-mile bike ride and coming from a period where she'd done a lot of strength training, but not necessarily building much endurance on the bike. We worked to build more confidence on the bike, but also get away from the Kim Kardashian goal of having a big bum, like a majority of women out there are focusing on, and make her more efficient to be injury-free and strong on the bike and more resilient. So let's get to today's video, and here is my testimonial with my client, Tracy. So first question is, how did you find out about the services? Me, obviously you know me, so.
Yeah. So obviously I've known you for, or no, yeah, we go back a long way, worked together many years ago, obviously followed your progress and your journey on social media, mostly, I guess. Had sort of with you many years ago. Obviously you moved away and, obviously I picked up PC and Plymouth with someone else. So I got to the point where, I'm training for the sign up to cycle, and I think I just saw a shift in you from being more of like a PT to more of a cycling professional coach.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, actually, there's a speciality there. And I thought maybe that would be the difference, maybe that I was looking for this time, because even though when I've trained in the past with a PT, I never got, I wasn't injured and I got through the ride, but I didn't fit. I felt like something was missing. And after my first consultation with you, I realized what it was. So, yeah.
Excellent. Kind of goes into the second question. So what attracted you to come and learn more about my services and work with me?
Okay. So, yeah. So it was the cycling professionalism that I was after. I was finding that even with in the past, with previous PT, and even though diet and fitness was covered, I wasn't getting the recovery on the cycle. I didn't feel like I was maybe aerobically fit. And when, looking at your journey and looking at your live feeds in the morning, hashtag replay, you talk about not just, the fitness and the physical side, but you talk about a lot of the well-being side as well and how important that is. And I think you just struck a chord with me on that day with something that was going on in my life. And I thought, yeah, that's it. You're the man for the job, but you're in London. How is this going to work?
So what made you sign up to working with me one-to-one, as we have been doing for the last couple of months?
Okay, so it was obviously the initial consultation. You literally went through everything. Literally, I don't think there was a stone left unturned. I think you're very genuine in your approach. I think you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Even like there's distance between us, it doesn't feel like there's ever been that distance. And like I said, it was sort of, how's it going to work remotely? I think you were able to demonstrate and communicate to me very easily on that sort of first session, what I would get, what I was paying for, what I could expect. And yeah, it was a no brainer really at the end of that conversation.
Good. So if you could describe in 3 sentences or less what any reservations you had before working with me. Was there anything that, they had came to mind prior, any sort of barriers that, might have had to be answered first of all?
Okay, so obviously distance was one. Cost, I guess, value for money because, it's different pricing structure because it's a specialist service. And then how I'm going to get it past my husband.
Great answers. And in 3 sentences or less, or 3 statements, can you explain how I was able to help you with those reservations?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, obviously your proof was in the pudding within the first week. I was able to achieve the results. So we got over the financial thing, you're able to sort of help with that. And, sort of I think the words you use something along the lines of, you will guarantee, but I will see the difference in what I'm paying for. Very much, yes. So it wasn't just, like I said, it wasn't just health. It wasn't just fitness, it was health. It was all my biomarkers, all those little extras that we did, checking, my fat content, my muscle ratio, and all those sorts of things, something that I've never had done. And then, yeah, so distance, well, it's not been an issue at all. You even popped down on one occasion, so I
Yeah.
have actually seen you. So, that was really welcomed as well. But yeah, no, there should be no hurdles, for an online professional coaching service. We're talking about what I had to get over. For anybody else who's thinking of signing up, I would say just do it. There should be hurdles you will achieve, and you will, by using you, I have got where I wanted to be, and quickly, because we're only seven.
Well, yeah, we're sort of week 7 now, so
Yeah,
you still got another 4 weeks
yeah.
or, 5 weeks to go before your event. Yeah. Can you describe your sort of 1 to 2 top goals that you had when you started to work with? What were your top?
Okay, so my sort of 1 to 2 top goals were to obviously be able to recover after a long cycle, and knowing, obviously, I said I wanted to sort of lean up. I didn't necessarily want to be skinny, but I just wanted to shift that muscle fat balance, which even though I've not necessarily lost weight, I've lost a little bit, but I can definitely see my body is changing. Just, putting clothes on and things, you can just see that, you can, yeah, for me, abs are starting to show through again, and, everything's sort of toning up. So I'm kind of definitely, seeing a difference in my body shape, which for the first time in my life, weight suddenly doesn't seem important. I feel strong. I feel healthy. I'm eating well. I'm psych 40 miles last week on a Monday, and I recovered, came into work in the evening. That's unheard of. Normally I would have had to go to bed. I'm like doing a long ride and then going on and doing other stuff. So yeah, I think you've taught me how to fuel for the ride, which is amazing. I didn't have necessarily that, but also I feel like you've conditioned me with my program, because what I was missing before was the cardio aspect.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how important it was. I was obviously hitting the weights in previous sessions, but I'm doing weights, cycling, and cardio. So,
Yeah.
I'd get up for a 6:30 speed clubs in my life, but I've quite a regular occurrence now.
And you're enjoying them as well. You're getting a you get a
And I can, when I first saw 10 minutes, I thought, what am I doing here? And I think I'd probably look at the clock now about 20 minutes in, thinking, okay, halfway through.
brilliant, Trace. It's amazing. Can you list so going on, can you list obviously we've not finished our program yet, but can you list your achievements that you've achieved so far while training with me over the last seven weeks?
Okay, so my achievements is I've gone from, cycling maybe 15 to 20 miles, and struggling to recover from that, to now being, doubling that distance. I'm cycling 3 times a week, whether that's endurance, so it's usually endurance recovery, and sort of spin class. And my achievements, my weights, increased in my weightlifting in the gym, become stronger. My cardio has definitely improved. My heart rate recovers quicker after, an intense ride or an intense session. And that's been picked up by my Apple Watch. My move goal was overall up. And yeah, so, and I feel fitter, healthier. I'm eating well. I am tracking my food, which I do find a pain in the ass. I know it works, but you do get the results, and it does make you think more about, have I eaten enough protein for, to aid my recovery after a long ride? What do I need to eat today? What do I need to take on my ride with me today? And all of those things has made such a big difference to my overall performance as a cyclist.
Brilliant, Tracy. Amazing. Is there anything else? Also, how would you like the service to evolve and improve going forward if you found anything along the way that you feel you'd like to add to
Well, other than to go for a cycle with you, that would be nice occasionally. I don't
it?
think up your pace. I think going forward, it's just, I think confidence for me as a cyclist, and without a doubt, you've helped me with that, from adjusting my bike, my seat height, and, handlebars, and, how to position myself, and, the tips and tricks, the diet tips and things you've given me. But I think going forward, I think I'd like a nicer bike with my bike, but I would like a bike that maybe to see if it helps me go a bit fast. But I guess that just comes with, you know, keep going with what I'm doing, keep pushing for those extra miles and keep pushing up the hills. Oh yeah, that was an achievement. Hills.
Yeah.
Hilly.
So you're actually getting into being a cyclist, because when you start looking at better bikes, your level goes up. You're like, well, I'm getting faster. How can I even, go faster with a better machine? So yeah,
Yeah.
once your level gets, because I always say to people, it's not about, you can get all the gear to start with, but if you're not doing the training yourself, that's not really going to help you. But once you focus on getting your machine, which is you, really as top as you can go, then it's like a, top Formula One racing car. They go to a better team because they're, you're not, they're too good for the team they're in and the car's not fast enough. So you get another bike will just aid you, what you're already doing, and
Yeah.
push on your level, another level, because once you get a better bike, the joy of riding becomes even more exciting, and you go faster, and and you get more from the bike, because obviously the power ratio through the cranks and stuff are more efficient, because obviously there's so much better. Like my bike, my original bike, and then my new bike, which I bought a couple of years ago, the difference is, I recycle a mile an hour quicker on that bike than I do my other bike, and that's just the bike doing that. You know, Ma-
Amazing.
yeah,
But you've given me the building blocks definitely to understand what it is you need to be a cyclist, and obviously I've signed up for a challenge. The proof will be in the pudding, I guess, when, I'm up cycling every day, 50 miles a day, and how quickly I recover after that challenge. But, I think you literally have given me, I think, every tool, every building block from, diet books to, you know, on hand, if I need you, if I've had a bit of
yeah,
a problem, you're just there, at the end of the phone. But yeah, no, it's been a really great journey. But for me, I think the accountability is what I needed most.
yeah,
Yeah, because there have been days when, I've been so busy at work, or, I've got home at 8 o'clock and I thought, wow, I really, I still need to do my gym. And it's like, so even though I maybe haven't gone down to the gym, I've used my gym equipment at home and, push for an extra set if I haven't got the extra weight, and
yeah,
still increase it that way. But, because I knew that actually if I didn't do it, then, I know ultimately I'm answerable to myself, but you'd be looking at my app going, why hasn't she done a weight session today? This is great. And I think everybody, just needs that initial bit of motivation and the feedback and the reward, I think, that you give. And, even when you've just commented on my Strava, it's like a teacher patting you on the back going,
yeah,
well, but it takes you back to your school days. Really.
yeah. Good. Is there anything else that you'd like to add at all that I haven't touched on?
I think one of the, you've helped me a lot through, obviously, what's been going on behind the scenes a little bit. And that, not just from a physical well-being, from my mental well-being, the cold bath, but yeah, it does refocus
Yeah,
recovery, and, the cold shower every morning is definitely something I will continue with. But
yeah,
no, best thing, Neil. And I've really enjoyed working with you. And yeah, well, be really
yeah.
happy challenge is done. And, hopefully we can then continue in the future.
Yeah. Is there any, if you had someone that was on the fence in terms of working with me one to one in the future, what would you say to them if they had any reservations?
Just sign up, just bite the bullet and just sign up because, you have literally, in my opinion, over delivered on a service that I was, yeah, because of distance and things, it's sort of, how is this going to work? But no, it was great. The service you provide is world class, I would say. Yeah,
Right.
remotely world class. And, there's been nothing that I've wanted for and I think it was last week, proof is in the pudding was what do I need from you? And I went, nothing, everything this week. Thank you, and, I think when you get to that point, you've ticked every single box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, don't sit on the fence, sit on the bike and sign up. That's what I'd say.
Well, that's very kind of you, Tracy. You've been an amazing client to work with. Succeeded my expectations as well. You've, done everything I've asked of you, and, you know, fills me with pride and joy when I keep seeing your Strava achievements and everything, and you out on the ride. And also the fact is like seeing like a smile on your face while you're riding, like seeing that you're enjoying it as well. It's not just like,
Uh,
I have to do it. I'm just like, I feel like you're just getting a lot. I can see the joy you get from cycling like I get. And it's not just about the distance, it's about enjoying the outdoors and all that kind of stuff. So
It's so much when you're out on the bike, it's literally when you're in the car, you just whiz past things, but when you're cycling, you just do so much more, so much more.
So thank you for watching today's video. Hope you find it useful and an insight into how I coach my clients from a client's perspective. If you're interested in working with me one-to-one, you can click the link in the description below to apply to work with me. You can jump on a call and just have a bit more of a chat and explain what coaching options I have available and what might be best suited to you going forward. If you want to learn more about my coaching and how I actually improve your performance to cycle faster and recover quicker, then click this video where I discuss and explain exactly the steps that I've taken and my clients have taken to lose weight and improve their FTP over a period of 4 months.